Throughout the course of human history, there have been a number of disasters whose causes have remained mysteries throughout time. This is not going to be one of those disasters. You see, in 1921, a company known as BASF was making ammonium nitrate and ammonium sulfate fertilizer in Oppau, Germany. Now, by this time in 1921, it was very common knowledge that ammonium nitrate was explosive, as it had been used extensively as one in World War I just a few years earlier. But they were using a 50-50 combination of ammonium nitrate and ammonium sulfate, and they had determined that because it was below 60% ammonium nitrate, that it was relatively less explosive. Operating under this assumption, they stored approximately 50,000 tons of it inside of silos on the site there in Oppau, Germany. However, this presented another problem because when ammonium nitrate becomes, impregnated with water, it turns into a solid plaster-like substance that becomes very difficult to move. And in order to deal with this, they originally sent men in with pickaxes to whack at it and break it apart. The problem with that is that when you whack at it and you do it wrong, you fall down into a giant pile of ammonium nitrate and either suffocate or get crushed to death. So in order to avoid having to send people in and possibly get killed using pickaxes, they came up with a more creative way to break apart the ammonium nitrate ammonium sulfate combination. They would take tiny charges of dynamite and light them and blow it apart into small chunks to be able to be transported. And to their point, they had an estimated 20,000 straight attempts at breaking apart the ammonium nitrate ammonium sulfate combination without any problems, up until 7:32 a.m. on September 21st, 1921. On that morning, the arguably least shocking industrial accident in the history of the world occurred. As workers were attempting to break apart approximately 4,500 tons of the ammonium nitrate and ammonium sulfate combination, a small detonation followed just a second later by a massive detonation occurred, causing a 300-foot wide by 410-foot long by 62-foot deep crater that instantly killed 500 people, including all of the workers in Silo Op 110 where the explosion occurred, as well as injuring thousands more and obliterating numerous buildings throughout Oppau. The explosion was heard approximately 300 kilometers away in Munich, or about 186 miles from my fellow Americans. Roofs were ripped off approximately 25 kilometers away, or about 16 miles away, and windows were blown out in many of the cities surrounding Oppau, stopping traffic and grinding it to a halt, causing numerous injuries from flying glass. In the aftermath of the disaster, many changes were made to the production of ammonium nitrate and ammonium sulfate to make it safer. However, as we all know, this would not be the last ammonium nitrate explosion in history.